We got married in Las Vegas, at like the Excalibur. Oh, thank God you guys laughed, because sometimes some of the audiences I play, they go, oh, Excalibur's nice. No, it's not. Somebody took a shit in the hallway.
Did you watch enough black Oscar-winning movies back to back and you notice a trend? There's one or two ways, for the most part, that black people win Oscars, and that is for either depicting black trauma or playing a slave. And I mean a slavey slave, too. Like, you can't be like, yeah, like, this ain't your first day on the plantation. You got to be like a vet in the slave game, dog. You play a vet slave, you getting an Oscar, or at least a nod. And I don't like that shit, man, because it's like, yo, we can do other stuff too. This ain't the only way we can get an Oscar. I'll be watching all these movies. Morgan Freeman, he had to drive that white lady around. You know, fucking Halle Berry had to fuck ugly-ass Billy Bob Thornton. Why? She's a queen. Why she had to fuck this crackhead man? The guy from 12 Years a Slave, whatever his name is, he was, you know, a slave for 12 years. You know what I'm saying? These the Oscars we get, dog. The worst Oscar they gave was for black trauma, though. The worst Oscar we ever got was for Precious. That horror film. Like Wes Craven movie or something like that. That's a scary ass movie, dog. Like that wasn't a drama to me. That was terror. It was so scary, because it's like that. I don't know nobody that lived like that. And they tried to make it seem like that's black people. Motherfucker, we don't live like that. I don't know nobody that get down like that. If you don't remember Precious was a movie about a young black girl where anything that could go wrong, motherfucking did go wrong. Nobody fucked with Precious, dog. Nobody. It opened up, she's stealing chicken and hauling ass, dog. Like, nobody taught her how to read. She failed like second grade 20 times. Like, all you doing is coloring, bitch. What's the deal? Was fucked. Everything was going wrong in Precious' life. She made Mariah Carey grow a mustache. That's just for people who saw it. Some of y'all not gonna get that. Mariah Carey was in the movie with a full-ass stash. Like, damn, Precious White. That movie was fucked up, dog. Everything was bad. Like, she had got, like, HIV at the end of the movie in the 80s, and then it just go off. So you know she died. Like, it was just, she got it and just off. No redemption, nothing. Just dead. What? I don't want to see this shit. She had a baby, dog. Precious had a baby. By her daddy. So the baby had Down syndrome. And do you know what they named this baby? Mongoloid! They named this Down syndrome baby Mongoloid. You can't name our black babies Monster? What the fuck is wrong with you? Why would you do that? Meanwhile, white autistic people get to meet the president and have shrimping boats, run marathons and shit. And you gonna name my baby Mongoloid? Get the fuck out of here. Terrible, dog. This is the worst part. People forget about this. In the movie Precious, Monique was in there, and she upstairs. You know, and she been cussing out Precious the whole fucking movie. I mean, she just been going at Precious like Michael Myers, dog. Just like throwing TVs, pots, pans, cussing around. And Precious be doing some nice shit, man. She be cooking, you know. Monique be yelling at her, get in there and cook them pig feet, you fat black bitch. Just awful things, man. And you know, but Monique, she in there and she upstairs and she yelling at Precious. Precious, get up here and take care of mama. Don't forget this. She made her daughter eat her pussy. Ugh! Ain't that some sick shit? And then white people was like, that's wonderful. Give him an Oscar. Man, get the fuck out of here, dog. I don't live like that. Nobody I know live like that, man. I want to see that nasty shit. You give us an Oscar for that. Fuck that. That's not fair. White people get to win Oscars for playing fish and dancing in the rain and shit. They outlawed dancing, but they did it anyway. I had to eat my mama's pussy for this Oscar. You get it for being a cat? Wow, what? I got AIDS in the 80s and died, nigga, and you playing a turtle? Get the fuck out of here. That's why I'm not gonna rest till the playing field is equal. I wanna see, well, we can't have white slave movies. Be nice, though. It'd be nice. Y'all wonderful actors, man. See fucking Brad Pitt and... well, whatever. I'm not even gonna go down that road, but I see it in my mind. I'm just saying, man, it's not fair that we don't see, like, you know, fucked up white people other than 8 Mile, fucking Eminem or some shit, but... You don't even see, like, fucked up white people on National Geographic. You ever think about that? Like, you can go on National Geographic and you can see in Africa it's, like, still people in tribes and huts and shit. You go to Asia, it's people that, you know, be eating fucking turtles and shit like that. There ain't no, like, just white people that's still like they was in the past. I want to see, like, a tribe of Bills and Karens somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, go show me a cave in Europe, dog, where they just... all right, whatever. I want to see a movie about that, man, and I'm not gonna rest. I want to see Meryl Streep cussing out Emma Stone the same way Monique did Precious. Show me a white trauma movie at least. I want to see Meryl Streep get in there and cook them cucumber sandwiches. You white cracker bitch, you know. Make it equal, that's all I'm saying. I watched that movie, I give you an Oscar.
I walked in on my wife enjoying a moment alone. She was tending her secret garden. She's flipping through her phone book. Has anybody seen this? Has anybody seen my wife masturbate? No? It's a very successful webcam, all right? Here's the thing, team. I've only seen a woman touch herself when I'm there and we're setting the mood, okay? We got some Christmas music on. We got some candles lit. I'm pulling my taffy like an Amish kid on Rumspringa, all right? I have very long foreskin, that's what I'm saying. It looks like a pool noodle, all right? And whenever a woman's ever touched herself in front of me, it's always one finger. It's one delicate finger. And it's right on the dog's nose, right there. And he's been a good boy, yeah. You're not checking his gums. His teeth are fine, it's right on the nose. And there's a lot of giggling and eye contact involved as you feed that little crotch chipmunk almonds, one at a time. It's just a lot of... Check the wind. It's adorable and erotic, like youth volleyball. But here... Fuck your big old ass. That's a good joke. Don't tap out now, you freaks. I walked into my wife jerking off by herself. First of all, the room smelled terrible, all right? It was like the Chattanooga Zoo on free day, okay? Just monkey noises, primate smells, very high relative humidity. It was 3 fingers. Her eyes were closed. Looked like Stevie Wonder doing a bass solo. Just. It was like there was one pickle left in the jar. Does that make sense? She was in a hurry to make the sandwich. Just 3 fingers. It was like a sloth trying to pick up a pumpkin seed, all right? 3 fingers disappearing between her legs. While she was nodding and shaking her head, just... She looked like a real indecisive catcher. How about that? So anyway, that's the story of how we lost my wife's engagement ring, all right?
When we got married, it wasn't necessarily the best, but it was the best for us. We got married in Las Vegas, and we stayed at, like, the Excalibur. Oh, thank God you guys laughed, because sometimes some of the audiences I play, they go, oh, Excalibur's nice. No, it's not. It is not nice. Somebody took a shit in the hallway. And not like it was a dog, like I know, that's a human shit. And that's not necessarily what I'm judging, you know? I'm not judging someone's Vegas experience. I get drunk and play blackjack. Some people like to take a shit in the hallway. It's different Vegas experience. What happens in Vegas stays in whatever the bullshit, you know? I'm judging how the Excalibur staff handled it. I told the little paisa mopping, I was like, Senor, somebody took a shit in the hallway. And he acknowledged me like he was gonna do something about it. And then I leave for 3 hours, and I come back, and he just put a napkin over it like it was a dead body. Like it was an episode of CSI, tiny little fucking caution tape. No one go there, no one go there. All right, so I guess I flubbed the wedding, but maybe I can make the honeymoon better. Every man or husband wants to give their significant other a good honeymoon, and my wife, she loves tropical shit, like Hawaii, Fiji. But do I look like somebody who can afford tropical shit? No, I'm a comedian, but in my mind, you know what I can't afford? Is a cruise. That's tropical shit, and it's not. It's not by a lot, you know? All those people having fun in the brochures are lying. And if there's any cruise people in here, you can get the fuck out of my show. I don't care if you came. Excuse yourself from the table. It's just not the same. I'm not a cruise person. I found out before I got on the boat. We were waiting in line to get on the boat. Just normal, and then there were cruise nerds in front of us who were too enthusiastic. They were reading from a pamphlet information nobody gave a fuck about. Out loud. Did you know that our boat is 4 times bigger than the Titanic itself? And I got upset because I started looking around at all the people. I was like, fucking, it has to be because people are 4 times as big, okay? You don't gotta laugh at that. You don't gotta laugh, it's okay. It's mean, but you take a good look at me. I shouldn't go on any vessel and feel like the belle of the ball. I was top 5 hottest guy on that boat. And top 10 hottest girl. Let me tell you. You ever feel so sexy, you feel unisexy, you feel sexy both ways? I was too confident. I was the alpha of that boat. Here's how I know. I went to the pool and I swam with no shirt on. Don't yeah that, it's not right. Not right. I'm shaped like a Ziploc bag full of salsa, all right? And when you're shaped like leftovers, you swim with a shirt on. It's a black shirt, you let the chlorine take it, and that's the sacrifice. But I was out there fucking no shirt on, fucking areolas everywhere. One saying hello to the devil, one saying hello to God. I didn't give a fuck. Too confident. If I felt self-conscious, all I would have to do is look around a little bit. I'll go, I'm okay. You're doing okay. I know it seems a little bit fat-phobic, but they made me read history about the Titanic in high school. Like, I even saw the 1990 Leonardo DiCaprio Titanic. When people went out to dinner, you're like, oh, this is someone with a nice dress, this tuxedos, fucking violins are being played. On my Carnival Cruise Line, some lady in a fucking rascal scooter. She had the whole setup. She had the scuba gear to the side. And then that was plugged into the Matrix right here. Totally plugged in. And she was making declarations that were crazy. She was like, I chose this boat because Guy Fieri's got 3 restaurants on it. And I don't pray, but that night, you better believe I prayed. I looked at her, I said, that's not right. I went back to my cabin, I did the sign of the cross. And then I said, dear God, sink this fucking ship. Where's the iceberg, Papa? You're gonna need 4. You're gonna need 4. 4 times as big. Nah, you gotta kill. No, don't kill the Filipino help. They didn't do nothing to nobody. They're just trying to live their dream. But everybody else dies. Amen. And nothing happened. I just ate soft serve the whole time.
Therapy can kind of be hard for me because I just feel like 50 minutes a week is not enough. Right? Because it's always the same. It's like you get in there, first half of your session, you're catching them up on your week and all the bullshit. And this person said this and this person said that, right? And then the second half, I like to run my set. It's my time. She always says that. It's my time. I love my therapist so much. I do. I love her so much. I invite her to my shows every week. I do. Every week. I go, come to my shows! And she says, boundaries, right? And then I say, I love you! You guys ever just say that to your therapist? I love you! You're my mommy! Sometimes I just sing it to her. I'll just be like, you're my mommy and I'm your baby. I do it when I'm walking past all the other clients. I'm like, you're my mommy and I'm your baby. You're my mommy and I'm your baby. Goo goo gaga. She's like, get the fuck out of my office. Therapists are fascinating to me. Actually, if you don't mind, can I just do like one quick impression for you guys? Okay. Thank you. Okay, so this is my impression of every therapist I've ever met. Okay. Come on in. That's it, guys. That's the whole impression. Yeah. Why are therapists always freezing cold? Right? Like, what is it about empathy and like an inability to maintain your core body temperature? I just feel like my therapist is always constantly shivering. Like, I come in shivering in front of like her own personal heater. She has like 11 scarves on. She's wearing one of those huge therapist like hand-woven ponchos, you know? Even still, right before we start, she'll always be like, hold on, let me just grab this rug off the floor. Where should we begin? I'm kind of the opposite. Like, therapy gets me fucking hot. It does. Gets me hot and bothered. Anybody else go to therapy to get turned on? I don't know. Sometimes I just feel like I go in there and I like flirt with her for 50 minutes, basically. There's like no one's approval in the world that I want more, right? So I just don't take it that seriously. Like, I'm always just like trying to find ways to make her laugh. I'm like, I was thinking maybe today we could switch seats, you know? You know? Joke City. Till the very end. Very end. When there's that classic moment, you know, where they're like, okay, so we're gonna start wrapping things up. We've just got about a minute left. You know, they think if they do like the ASMR voice, I'm not gonna have a panic attack in my car. So we're just gonna start wrapping things up. I think it's meant to actually calm you down, help you sort of transition out. But for me, for whatever reason, like when that happens, when she says that, something in my brain just goes off. This little switch goes off, and I'm just like, say something crazy, say something fucking crazy. Say something absolutely fucking insane. Say something she's never even heard before. The person out in the waiting room's not gonna be able to come in next. You're gonna be in there, baby. Say something fucking crazy. Say something fucking crazy. I was like, I wanna be a horse! She's like, okay, so we'll go ahead and start with that next week. So I grew up. I got straight married. Now I'm gay divorced. Thank you. Wow. Bride has really come early. Thank you, guys. But I did try to make my marriage work. I want to be really clear about that. I really did try to make it work, you know, but it was hard. It was hard for a lot of reasons. I mean, one of them is, you know, I'm a comedian. He was a lawyer, you know, which basically just means that I used to live in a very nice apartment, okay? And now I pay my phone bill in person. That's what that means. Yeah, that's actually what that means. A lot of times people ask me questions when I talk about being divorced. You know, they have a lot of questions, they have a lot of inquiries. I don't really mind any of the questions. The only one I don't like, though, is when people are like, well, why didn't you know? And they always kind of say it like that. Well, why didn't you know? I feel like the better question is, why didn't he know? Right? Like, we were on the same hockey team. You know what I mean? Your wife is your line mate, bro. Sometimes I think the easiest thing to do might just be to make kind of like a short PowerPoint slideshow. You know, just some of the frequently asked questions that I get. It would be very straightforward, you know? It would just be like, slide one would just be like, you were married. And then slide two is like, to a man. And then slide three is just 13 years of softball photos. I feel like it paints a picture. I don't want to just talk shit. I feel bad, you know? I'll say something nice. I'll actually share something quite vulnerable with you guys, if that's okay. Yeah. My ex-husband is actually still my emergency contact. Yeah. Thank you. I feel like, you know, we were together for a long time, right? And so I just feel like if anything were to ever happen, like God forbid, like I can't really imagine anyone else that I would want to like inconvenience more. Right? You're up, buddy! A lot of things changed for me after I got divorced. Pretty much everything changed for me, right? I had to find a new place to live. Luckily, I landed in a pretty sweet spot. I actually moved into a house with two 22-year-old boys, which is basically like living with a couple of raccoons. They keep odd hours. That's what I noticed. There's always someone in the kitchen at 2 in the morning, like making dumplings, you know? It's basically like living inside of a dirty microwave. But I loved living with the boys. Like, I genuinely did love living with the boys because everything was out in the open, you know? There was no, like, passive-aggressive, like, can I use the kitchen that I also pay rent for? You know. I just feel like everything was right here, you know? If we had a problem, if the boys and I had a problem, this is what we would do. Everybody would meet in the living room. okay? Mommy would get a little bit stoned, right? Okay, the boys would do some poppers. And then we would just wrestle, you know? I'd be like, I'm gonna fucking kill you, Colin! I will end your life, Miles! It was a happy home. That's the point I'm trying to get across. Everything changed for me. Everything changed. Like, even my sneeze changed. Like, I started doing one of those scream sneezes. You know those scream sneezes that, like, dads do when they haven't gotten attention in 20 years? Right? There's like, ah! What the hell? They're not even sneezing, they're just barking at that point. Ah! Okay. Why is everyone's dad right now just in the basement at home, just like, ah! I think what it is, I think that's your dad trying to process every emotion he's had in the last 30 years. I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
Y'all know what Silver Singles is? A dating app for old people. Now, they did it during COVID because they knew I wouldn't ever go on a date. So I wouldn't have to see the people. So they thought, I said, first of all, I was so mad. I started getting emails from desperate old gentlemen. And I was reading them and I felt bad because I didn't know if the guy liked me or he just had a tremor and swiped right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that deserves so much more than you gave me on that one. I'm just gonna tell you that one. So, yeah, now it's a pretty clap. That's okay. Anyway, so now and I call my oldest niece. I have 4 nieces, and at this time she was 48. I had 2 46s and a 32. Sounds like a bra drawer, doesn't it? Anyway, so I called my oldest niece and I go, "What the hell did you do?" She goes, "Oh, are you getting emails?" I go, "Yeah, what did you think?" I said, "What picture did you use?" She says, "Suze, honestly, don't be mad. Don't you want to get married?" No, nobody gets married for the first time at 70. No. Not unless there's a verified pension and a diagnosis. You don't get married. You just don't do it. And then I said, "Honey, you get married when you're young, and you have your whole life ahead of you, and you have all these dreams and aspirations, and you have somebody to share all that with, and then you grow old together, and you blame them for the shit you didn't get to do, and that's growing old. That's marriage." I said, "You know, at 70, I am not bringing much to the table. You know, maybe the smell of CBD oil and Altoids. That's pretty much it." My birthday last year, they got me a gift card for a tattoo. You know I'm coming to you. Now, you have beautiful tattoos on your arms and your wherever I can see. And that's your generation. And I understand that. Did you design those?
I came up with the design.
You came up with a design, you found something that could match your concept. Yeah. This gift card's for $100.
Like 60.
So they're cheap bitches on top of that. They're driving me crazy. I haven't had it. They want me to give it back to them. I'm going to give it to the guy living down at the end of my block. Honest to God, I'm not going to give back to him. What are you going to have done? What are you going to have done? Well, I don't know what I'm going to have done. Maybe I'll have my upper lip put back on my fucking face. Because I don't know where the hell that went, but it's gone. It came off with the mask. And then I became an Amish man. I've never had so much facial hair in my whole life. That is not easy to pluck either. You can pluck it all you want, but honest to God, it hurts, doesn't it? Hurts like a sedative. You get older, it just doesn't, and it's long. It made me question my pronouns. I'm in the bathroom tugging on that. The pliers are not cutting it. I have needle nose pliers. I stopped tugging. Because I realized every time I tugged really hard, my left breast would go up 2.5 inches. So I just started tying them off. So anyway, they want me to have, I don't want symbols. This skin's not coming back, honey. I've lost a lot of weight, and there's not a spank in the world that's gonna hold this shit up. Do you understand what I mean? So I'm just, and I don't want pictures, and I don't, I told my niece, just to make her crazy, my youngest, I'd get help me with this, tramp stamp. That's it. That's the perfect place for an older person to put their tattoos. Back here. You put your social security numbers back there. You put your blood type. In case of emergency phone number. You can put your allergies down your butt cheeks. Because there's a good chance when I wander away from the home, I'm gonna be naked. My sweet Irish niece calls me up. She goes, I know what you should have done. You have to have the Irish prayer tattooed on your body. I said, no words. There's no words going on this body. Are you kidding me? Someday somebody's gonna be putting me on a bedpan, and I don't want that conversation to start with, hey, what's your tattoo say? It says faster. Honest to God.